Hi everyone, Congressman Moore here. Today is an important vote and I wanted to take a minute and just share, I think, three big pieces of context with you all. So thanks for chiming in and always being willing to follow our newsletter and being up to speed. The first part is when I came into this role, I made a commitment that I would be a part of reversing debt culture. And today is the first time that I actually get to vote in favor of a bill to be able to do that. My first term, as you all know, and as you followed along, it was a lot of no votes. I was in the minority party in the House, and there was a lot of spending proposals that I didn't agree with, and so it was a lot of no votes. And I stand by those votes. This one feels very different today because I'm actually making movement towards something that I want to accomplish. So being able to vote in favor of this bill is important for me. There's a lot of provisions in this. Some of the key ones that I think are worth highlighting is the first piece. This is the first time we've used the debt ceiling to reduce year over year spending, set it back, and then from that point forward, move it at a very slow growth rate, at a 1% growth rate over the next 2 to 6 years. Being able to constrain that will ultimately, over a 10-year period, save an enormous amount of money. This bill has been scored by the CBO to be able to be a deficit reducer of $1.5 trillion. And that's an important key piece to be a part of. There's other things in here like the permitting reform. So it's the first time in 40 years we've been able to take a look at NEPA and actually make some reforms to make it so we can do some of these energy projects. We can streamline them, we can make them more affordable. Energy costs have been crippling to our entire economy over the last 2 to 3 years, and this is a huge opportunity for us to be able to move past that. Another thing I'm really excited about, it's a little wonky, but it's called administrative pay as you go. So the administration is going to put in any type of program, they have to find an area of which to cut. This is the first time it's been put into statutory law, and it's a big movement forward with respect to being able to rein in government spending and putting some checks and balances and making it so it's not so easy just to implement a program that's going to cost money. We're starting student loan repayments going back. That's going to be $5 billion a month. And a couple of the key things that will go into the SNAP and TANF program is to make sure that we're focusing on the dignity of work, all while doing two really important things: continuing to support our veterans and military, and avoiding debt and avoiding default. That's something that also has to be emphasized. Our debt ceiling had come due, and this is a chance for us to, as former Speaker Newt Gingrich always said, and he's been very involved in this, a responsible debt ceiling increase, and finding ways to use our very, very slim majority of only 5 seats to conduct a responsible debt ceiling increase. And that's another key piece that I wanted to share, is there is a political reality here. We are the House. We have 5-seat majority. It's a Democrat-controlled Senate, and it's a Democrat-controlled White House. So the Republicans passed a bill called Limit, Save, Grow about maybe a month ago. I love that bill. I wish we would be able to enact that bill. That would never be signed by President Biden, and it would never be moved by Senator Schumer. But we took that framework, and we stood our ground, and we got several provisions that are really in the right direction. When people say, "Oh, Republicans can't govern, Republicans can't govern," look at what we're doing here. We're actually showing the nation that we can responsibly govern while reducing our spending and work towards having this success create more success as we go forward. You all know that my biggest focus is on debt to GDP. I have a debt and deficit task force that I've put together. We're going to link it here in this video as another reminder. That talks about the big picture and the realities of our entire debt situation. We're dealing with some of it right now, as much as we possibly could have. And we accomplished something big today. And again, I like to put it in the context of the success that we have today is going to drive more success in the future. And please look for that as we continue on. I'll continue to provide more updates with things with respect to this. We're moving into budget cycle here soon. And then there'll be a lot more that comes from this. But like I kind of started with, I made a commitment to be a part of reversing Washington debt culture. And today's the first time that I actually get to vote in favor of something that's going to drive good outcomes going forward. And I look forward to it. And thank you for chiming in.